I found friends.
I found sports.
I found my passion.
I found family.
I found my calling. I found a place to call home. Discover what you can find at Marietta by visiting marietta.edu today.
Coming up today on NewsCenter 15, a turkey terrorizes a mailman.
And Thanksgiving for bears.
We'll have these stories and more. NewsCenter 15 starts right after this. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Thursday's edition of NewsCenter 15. I'm Landon Santini.
And I'm Cooper Holmes.
Topping our news this afternoon, meet Bear, the hero dog trained to rescue koala wildfire victims. He's a rescue Australian coolie with the ability to detect live koalas through the scent of their fur. Bear works with the International Fund for Animal Welfare and is posted in Ngunya, Jargon, an indigenous protected area devastated by 2 fires over the last month. Bear is credited with saving at least 2 koalas from the aftermath of the fires and spotting several more that can be saved.
With Thanksgiving around the corner, you may be looking for a turkey, but for a Wisconsin mailman, there's a turkey that's always looking for him. Postman Jeffrey Burns' daily Wazuka route is business as usual until he nears the end. A wild turkey that neighbors have nicknamed Monterey chases him along the same stretch of his route nearly every day. Burns is armed with an air horn in case the bird gets a little too hawksy.
Well, speaking of too hawksy, they fill the skies all the time, so I wonder what the weather's going to look like today.
Here to provide a look at our weather is Jared Ruffin.
Thanks, guys. So, as you see behind me, a nice little bear to take away from the stress of the weather outside. And right now, outside is about to be 40. It's around 45 degrees outside. I mean, it's cold enough to wear jeans and a jacket, but you know, you have the brave people out there wearing shorts. It feels like it's 36, so you probably should be dressing up. The UV is too, it's pretty low. The air quality is great. And the pollen's about 3.3, so it's low medium, so if you have allergies, you'd be fine going outside. The wind is about 10 miles south, and the humidity is about 49%. Sunrise 7:15, sunset 5:07, which is really early, so make sure when you're driving home, have your lights on so you don't get in an accident. And we're going to head right back over to the desk.
The holidays came early for a couple of North American black bears at the Dickerson Park Zoo in Missouri. On Tuesday, Little Bear and Ona got to enjoy a Thanksgiving feast, packing on as many pounds as possible before hibernating through the winter. They have taken in as many calories as possible so they can sleep through the whole winter on the menu. On the menu for them is apples, sweet potatoes, carrots, pumpkins, cranberries, hard-boiled eggs, just to name a few items which they would be enjoying.
A Chihuahua named Rudy for her resemblance to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which is due to a red mass on her nose, will get a second chance at life. Vets think the masses on her face and neck may be dangerous tumors, but the shelter wasn't equipped for proper diagnosis or treatment on Tuesday. Rudy left Bark Animal Shelter for another rescue group, Long Way Home Adoptables, that will be able to get her the proper treatment that she needs. When WCMO returns, we'll have a look at the winner of the International Children's Peace Prize.
And a look at a national poll.
Stay tuned.
I never chew tobacco.
I don't drink much.
Never smoked a cigarette in my life.
HPV. Isn't that about cervical cancer?
What does that have to do with oral cancer?
HPV? Didn't know that.
A group of residents in northern Ohio is asking state lawmakers to give them a chance at the ballot box to block new wind farm projects. Legislation being debated in Columbus would allow township residents to circulate petitions for voter referendums on decisions made by a state board that regulates wind farm sites. Current law allows the board's rulings to override local zoning regulations.
An Ohio woman who pled guilty to plotting and buying supplies for a foiled terror attack on a bar has been sentenced to 15 years in prison. A federal judge on Wednesday also ordered that 24-year-old Elizabeth Leckrun of Toledo be placed on lifetime supervision after she is released. Federal prosecutors say Leckrun and her boyfriend had bomb-making materials and weapons in their home and spent months planning an attack. A message-seeking comment was left with her attorney.
A new poll finds Americans are broadly skeptical that facts underlie some of the basic mechanisms of democracy in the United States, including political campaigns and the choices made by voters and lawmakers alike. The survey from the Associated Press NORC Center for Public Opinion Research and USA Facts finds a merger 9.5% of Americans believe campaign messages are usually based on facts. Only 14.5% think policy decisions are often or always fact-based, or that American voting decisions are rooted in facts. Reporting by journalists scores slightly better. 2 in 10 Americans believe media reports are often or always based on facts.
Greta Thunberg, who has gone from staging school strikes to scolding world leaders about their climate change inaction, has been awarded the prestigious International Children's Peace Prize. She is a joint winner of the 2019 prize along with Cameron Peace campaigner Davina Malcolm. Thunberg could not accept the award in person Wednesday as she was sailing across the Atlantic Ocean toward an international climate conference in Madrid. In a video introducing the winners, organizers of the prize said that Thunberg and Milan showed that children are the heart of the fight for a safe and sustainable future.
Coming up next, we will look at our latest update on a Florida man.
We'll also get the latest news from Hollywood.
And when we return, we're going to have our 5-day forecast, look at the weather. And it's going to be an exciting time. So with that, we're going to go right to the break.
Where are we?
We're at Marietta College.
This is where we live at Marietta College.
Pasco County Walmart was evacuated after a Florida man was found crawling through the ceiling. Deputies say he wouldn't come down, so they were forced to use tasers to subdue him. Shoppers were evacuated, and the store located at State Road 54 and Little Road in Newport Richey was closed for hours. The store was back open Tuesday night, but investigators are still trying to figure out how and why a man got into the ceiling crawling space and refused to come down. The man, who has not been identified, was detained and taken to the hospital. Officials are testing him to see if he was under influence of drugs or alcohol, or if he has a mental health issue. Following his arrest for possession for a hypodermic needle containing methamphetamine, a 380-pound Florida man was hit with an additional felony charge after a bag of meth was found, quote, wedged deep within his belly button cavity. For the defendant, employees at Clearwater McDonald's originally called the police due to a 41-year-old Martin Skelly's suspicious behavior outside the restaurant. The discovery of the meth resulted in 2 additional felony charges being filed against Skelly.
A Florida man sporting a bandana, goggles, and a swimsuit removed a 9-foot alligator from a pool in Parkland. The video that was uploaded to Instagram shows gator trapper Paul Bedard lifting the 9-foot gator out of the pool and over his head. The gator had walked through the screen and into the pool. I haven't had a good-sized gator in a swimming pool in probably a year, so I was kind of looking forward to this when I got the call, said Paul Bernard. Bedard is a celebrity animal trapper who starred on the Animal Planet series Gator Boys. This new sneak peek seems to be absolutely perfect as we get the latest look at some big screen felines.
And this music tour make you wonder what all sharks can do.
Here's Anthony Herman with the Hollywood Minute. What do we got, Anthony?
Thanks, guys. Pause to watch the newest trailer for Cats, and all-star cast sings and dances in feline fur for the big screen version of the iconic Broadway musical. The classic tale arrives in theaters December 20th. Now that the actress and songwriter Mandy Moore has returned to music, she's preparing to hit the road. Moore has announced a 2020 North American tour kicking off the March 20th in Pittsburgh and hitting nearly 30 U.S. cities between then and early May. More details at mandymore.com. Now to a somewhat different musical tour. Baby Shark Live is extending its popular tour next spring, sinking its teeth into more than 70 cities between March and early June. If you haven't had your fill of the earworm yet, swim on over to babysharklive.com for more information. In Hollywood, I'm Anthony Herman.
Thank you so much, Anthony. And now we'll head over to Jared Ruffin for a look at our 5-day forecast.
What's the weather like out there, Jared?
Well, guys, if you take a look, you can see we luckily escaped some more of the rain. I mean, the rain is really traveling up, so up towards, more towards Michigan, up towards Canada. They're going to have a lot more rain. Probably a little bit of snow up there as well. But Southwest Ohio, no rain for us, just cold. And move on to like a closer look. We can tell that a little bit, it's just going to be, as I said, rain, snow. And as we go deeper, there's one little patch, but it's not very close to where we are. It's probably the next county over. So as I said, we're just going to be really dealing with cold weather and the drought that comes with that. So as we go on to the 5-day forecast, Friday, 49, a low of 29. There are going to be AM showers, so a little bit of sprinkles in the morning. Not too much, nothing you should really worry about. Saturday, the high 51, a low of 34. Rain showers. So rain travels quickly. Sunday, it's going to be a high of 47, a low of 31. Mostly sunny, so that's going to make up for it. As Monday rolls in, high of 51, low of 34. Partly cloudy. Tuesday, a high of 58 and a low of 43. There are going to be more showers, so it really fluctuates. Is it going to be sunny? Is it going to rain? You can never really tell with Ohio weather. And I think that's all about it. That's all I have for the 5-day forecast. Let's throw it back to the desk.
Thank you so much, Jared. It's definitely going to be a bit of a downer morning tomorrow with that rain, but looks like we'll get a bit of a break when we start the new work week next week. Well, thank you so much. When we come back, we'll have a look in the world of sports.
Stay with us.
I think it goes around.
Come on, buddy.
I'm here for you.
Oh, it's gonna be great. Look, look.
Why is it so hard?
Let's go. We gotta get you a practice.
I read it. Look, and it's set.
Where are we?
We are at Marietta College.
This is where we live at Marietta College.
Here's to the straggly ones, the first ones. Hey, I look good with this ones. The black, brown, red, and gray ones. The itchy ones. The ones grown by Dad. The ones grown for Dad. The I nearly didn't do it this year ones. And the absolutely filthy ones. They all raise awareness, raise funds, start conversations, and save lives. Because whatever you grow will save a bro. Learn more at Movember.com.
And now we're back with Andrew Kongovich, who's going to shift into high gear as we talk about the wide world of sports.
From world records to life-changing stories, it seems like there's a lot going on in the world of sports today, Andrew. Is that right?
There sure is. First up, we have the 2020 Corvette has been named the Motor Trend Car of the Year, and it's not even full production yet. Motor Trend editors announced their award at a ceremony in Los Angeles Monday night. There's a major change in the 2020 Corvette. The new Corvette has its engine behind the seats, basically in the center of the car. Like most high-cost exotic sports, but the 2020 Corvette isn't high cost. It starts at about $60,000, as opposed to $200,000 or more. Production on the car isn't expected until early next year due to the United Auto Workers strike. A New Jersey high school football game that was interrupted by a shooting will continue Wednesday. That game will be completed at Lincoln Financial Field, the home of the Philadelphia Eagles. 3 people were shot during a playoff game last Friday between Pleasantville and Camden High Schools, including a 10-year-old boy. According to police, the gunman is 31-year-old Alvin Wyatt. While the community is still processing the terrifying scene and praying for the boy's recovery, officials say it is good for students to have something to look forward to. An Idaho man tossed a dumbbell from hand to hand to break a Guinness World Record for transferring 40 pounds of weight 100 times. David Rush, who has broken more than 100 Guinness World Records to promote STEM education, said he accidentally overachieved while attempting the record by using a dumbbell that weighs 42 pounds instead of the minimum required 40. He's really showing off there, isn't he? Police are investigating the death of a 16-year-old who was shot and killed at a house party in Texas. A neighbor says the home has been listed on the short-term rental sites for years. Plano police say several people were kicked out of a house party and then fired into the home. 6-year-old Markel Ellis Jr. was hit by gunfire and later died at the hospital. Allen High School football coach Terry Gamble called Ellis a great kid who loved sports and got along with everybody. Police don't have any suspects at this point. Well, that's the last amount of stories that I have for you guys for a little while. I also heard it's Coot's birthday was recently. Let's check out on that.
Yes, thank you so much, Andrew. And let's see, yes, as a matter of fact, yesterday it was our good old buddy Cooper Holmes' birthday. How old were you again, sir?
Yesterday I turned 21.
Awesome.
He's now a legal adult in the eyes of the law.
Oh, we got some festive things going on.
Oh yeah, that's right, because today is our last newscast of the semester, and next week, this time next week, is the lovely holiday of Thanksgiving. And so we're all definitely looking forward to that. So, oh yeah, everyone. So what are you guys planning on doing for that time of year?
Food.
Oh yeah, it definitely seems to be on everyone's mind, especially that guy.
Oh, definitely.
Food, football, and more food.
Oh, that's lovely. That's
we
lovely
always gotta
right
be
there.
festive. That's the main thing.
Ah, yes. Native American dogs abound. That's lovely. Did the Native Americans have dogs back in the olden times?
I believe they did.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for Thursday's edition of News Center 15. As I said, this is our last program of the semester, but we'll be back next semester in the spring, and we'll bring you some more updates in news, weather, and sports on News Center 15 on Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon 30 and 6:30. So until then, from all of us here at Marietta College, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We'll see you next year.